All right, so my first one actually comes from my baseball coach in high school. His name is Ronnie Berkey. He taught me a ton about life. Huge father figure and male kind of leader. He really taught me how to be kind of calm but masculine. And he talks about how being in the present moment is the most important thing. And he says to get there, we have to recognize that stress is the story of the future and depression is the story of the past. They're just stories that we tell ourselves.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
And we live in stories. That's how we
it.
create the reality in which we live in.
Yeah.
How do you stay in the present if you're not focusing on the past or the future?
Well, it's like Naval Ravikant talks about that, right? It's like the real currency of life is not actually money, and it's not actually even time. It's attention. Because if we're not in the present moment, it's already over, right? Yeah. It's actually even shorter than that, life. It's shorter than that, right? And so if our focus is elsewhere, we're not even alive. We might as well be dead.
I love that. You know, it reminds me of a quote. It goes, enjoy today because it might be the best day of your life.
Yeah.
We don't know. It
already is.
How do you even know if it's not?
Yeah, it is.
And then another good one that I like from Keith Cunningham, he talks about this idea that success is getting what you want and fulfillment is giving what you have.
Dude.
Everyone's chasing success because they want this ideal state. Mm-hmm. But the truth is we're actually more in a place of peace and happiness when we have fulfillment. Totally. And that comes from a place of giving.
I talked about this with my team. If my team's watching this, they know I talk about it all the time. And at first I just kind of lied to myself. I told myself that I don't need anything. I already have everything that I need.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing anyone can give me that is going to make me more fulfilled than I feel seeing my team grow and succeed, becoming more fit, getting their mind right, reading, making more money because they're doing well, and then also seeing our customers, right? It's actually not about money. The fulfillment comes from seeing your people grow and your customers succeed. Yeah. For me. And that has allowed us, I think for me, to be able to go hit more goals and become more successful because it's not the money. It's the people.
It's the people.
Mm-hmm.
And what's hard about that is the best entrepreneurs, the best business leaders, they make decisions that upset people. Because the hardest decisions are typically the ones that only the CEO can make. Mm-hmm. And those decisions will always upset someone. And if your decisions aren't upsetting anyone, then you're probably not making the right ones.
That's interesting. Because I also feel like that if you set the right expectation, no one can be hurt in that decision process.
What story did they tell themselves?
That's exactly it. That's why it's so good and important to articulate and to get better at articulating how you actually feel and what you actually mean by what you say. And that was really hard for me when I was younger. Still is today. I work on it every day because how somebody takes something is really up to them and where even their mind is at the moment. But if we can do a better job of taking accountability of the things that we say and trying to articulate in the best way, we can help with that story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And we can help our team have I don't know if I would say a happier life, but a life in which they have the best chance of success. Mm-hmm. And that's all you can really do as a leader. Yeah. Is create that environment. That's what you do as a coach in a baseball team, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you just want to create the environment where your team has a chance to win the championship.
100%.
The best chance.
Yeah. I actually think that's why it's easy to win in business if you treat it like a sports team. Yeah. Because we are a team. So everybody has to work together. If everybody's on their own individual path, it's very difficult to win. But if you build a team, then you're locked in.
Here's one from Warren Buffett on that is he says, if you can't see the scoreboard, you don't know the score of the game. If you don't know the score of the game, you don't know your business.
Yeah.
And how many people right now, especially with technology, are throwing out all these dashboards and KPIs and measurements and data of their business, but not telling anyone what to pay attention to. It's like if you've been to a sports game lately and you look at the big jumbo screen, you see so many stats. It's like what actually matters at the end of the game that determines a baseball?
Yeah.
Who wins at the baseball game?
Yeah.
It's runs.
Dude, remember when we were talking about I think it was at the last Leanscaper event, and we were talking about like what is the role of the CEO? Like what's your goal right now? And I kind of came up for me recently just about being able to give the team as much leverage as possible, but also like providing that vision, because you're so right. There's too many stats to look at. There's too many things to look at. And that's your goal, I feel like, as a leader, is to be able to give them the parameters and the KPIs to go hit, and then just let them loose and take ownership of those.
Yeah.
And not giving them too much. Just keeping it focused.
Focus. And this is a good one from my buddy Steve Haru. He says, you can't measure runs in a baseball game by activity. And so let me explain that. Basically means if you are playing baseball and you're down, I can't just go, hey, go get more runs. Like go score 3 or 4 runs to get ahead. Like, all right, what does that look like?
There's a lot of ways to score a run.
Yeah. What's the best way to score a run, would you say, in baseball?
I mean, the more hits the more hits you're able to rack up, right? Bunt them or get them on, bunt them over, score them,
And how do you get hits when you go up to bat?
You got to take the hacks, man. You got to swing at strikes.
QAB.
Yeah, quality at bats.
That's the measurement.
You have to have quality at bats, yeah.
What is the quality at bats for your team? What's that measurement, right? That's what we all have to ask ourselves and answer.
I like that.
Yeah. Quabs.
Yeah. How do you have a quality at bat every day? This is good for my book, The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. I've read this book for years and years by a Buddhist monk, Hainam Sunim. It's basically just a bunch of maxims. He says, our reality is not the infinitely stretching cosmos, but the small part in which we choose to focus on.
Wow.
Yeah.
That breaks it down so nicely, because there's an infinite amount of things we could be focusing on right now.
Yeah. And the brain is not actually meant to take on all the things that we're taking on every day. Actually, when I went to Japan, I had this realization there that I think why their country works so well and why it's so sought after and kind of popular to try to talk about and go to, and everybody wants to go to Japan because it's so clean, it's safe. It's because everyone's so incredibly prideful and focused on their work that the entire system works. Where I feel like here, we're all kind of focused on everybody else. Totally. Naval Ravikant says, why are you trying to fix the world when your home is broken?
Yeah. And the people's home who have the people who have the most broken home are typically the ones who are trying to fix the world the fastest.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to look internally. It's another quote. I don't know who said it. I've heard it a bunch. It just basically says, the success outside of your home will never make up for failure inside of your home. And when you see someone that's grinding constantly and like building the biggest business and doing all these things, you pull the curtain back in the household, and typically it's a very unfulfilled relationship with their spouse or their children or the home they actually wanted to create.
I took that even one level deeper, which is their mind.
Yeah.
The success outside, worldly, but internally, it's a little broken, and you have to take care of that. It goes back to the beginning of what we were just saying, like, there's nothing that can fulfill me more than what I already am, because it's just a choice, Yeah.
Yeah, you got to choose what you give. So what book are you reading there?
This is The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down.
That's good. Yeah. I like that title.
It's really good. What's nice about it actually is that each chapter is for a different purpose of life. That's why I like it. So like chapter 1's mindfulness, and then there's one about love, right? So it talks about, like, I'll just read one I just opened up to, page 193. Your mind cannot hold 2 thoughts at once. This means that a single thought can occupy your entire mind. Whether good or bad, everything stems from a single thought. If we are careful with that first thought, even tragedies can be prevented. And then you just sit with it.
You just got to sit with that.
And then you just sit with it.
Because the thoughts that you have determine the actions you take. And Tony Robbins, it was like 2018, I was sitting at a conference and he says, you have to act as if you're a hockey goalie standing at the front of your mind and trying to block the thoughts coming in with as much certainty and expertise as you possibly can. Because the thoughts that do enter your mind will then determine your actions, your reality, ultimately your life.
Have you read The Strangest Secret?
No. Who wrote that?
Oh, man. I forget who wrote it. Really short book.
Okay.
Great book. It's basically about how you become your thoughts.
Yes.
And so he talks about how the mind, there's a great analogy about the mind being very similar to fertile land.
Okay.
Except the mind doesn't care what you plant in it, and it's going to reap 10,000x. Yeah. Your crop will be 10,000x, whatever you put into it. It's the most fertile land possible, and it will always produce at 1,000, 10,000x.
Multiply.
Right. So whatever is in the thought, that's what you become.
Positive or negative.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the most successful people can create 10,000, 10 million X multiplication on those thoughts. And here's where we see the tragedy versus the success. Highly successful people, I've noticed, will go down in a negative spiral faster than anyone on planet Earth. They can also ascend to a high level of success faster than anyone else. So if you are working on yourself and you're working on your mind and you're working on this idea of becoming the best version of yourself, you have to be so careful because you're building a weapon that is extremely powerful, that will help you achieve the biggest goals and the vision that you have for your life. But if it gets off track just a little bit, that can take you into a negative spiral that will take you the wrong direction faster than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, it's true. Because again, the mind is the fertile land, right?
Yes.
There's a kind of an idea about trying to think of exactly what it says. Anyways, we'll go to the next one. This is from the book too. He says, if you get angry while debating right and wrong, your enraged voice has just conceded defeat. Yeah.
It's the ego.
That's actually what I was just about to say, was that, have you ever meditated?
Every single day for 10 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
So I've gone through different stages of meditation. I've meditated for over 8 hours in one sitting before. This is when I broke my leg and I couldn't have pain medicine because of my health issues. And so, having a broken femur, but not being able to have basic stuff like ibuprofen even, forces you to create really deep meditation practices to find pain relief within yourself. And it's available. We have a whole pharmaceutical system created within our brains. And when you meditate for that long of a period of time, you find things that are in your brain that you didn't even know existed. What's your take on meditation?
Well, that's kind of what I was trying to get into, is that the way that I try to go about it is I treat every thought like a cloud. So I'm just not attaching myself to the emotions. I'm not attaching myself to the thoughts that come in because it's not real. That's all worldly stuff.
Yeah.
We are infinite. We are forever. We are just what we are. It just is. And so when we attach to the thoughts, that's how we can get into those spirals, good or bad. And I think both are subjective, good and bad, right? It's just subjective. It's not actually a thing. But when you practice meditation, it really helps with being able to just recognize what you're thinking about. And that's the most powerful thing. Think about what you're thinking about. It's a powerful thing. And then just let it go. Emotions and thoughts, not attaching to them.
Do you use guided meditation or do you do this on your own?
I just wake up and sit on my floor.
Yeah.
And try to focus on the breath more than anything. In 4, out 4, in 6, out 6. Yeah.
I use a technique I think of a train going across the vantage point with your eyes closed. and it's constant moving train. And some cars are full with a thought, and as soon as that thought comes in, you place it into a cart,
And
and it leaves.
It's kind of like the clouds.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just this idea that you're assigning thoughts this physicality in your brain, and then allowing that thought to just exit as quick as it came.
Yeah. This is actually a great thing that Naval Ravikant says as well. He says there's no real problems in life other than physical pain, because for anything to be a problem, we first must make it up in our mind.
That's good.
When anything happens, we get a call,
so
we get a
good.
text, we get an email.
Yeah.
We can go at it in two ways. Okay, this is an opportunity, or it just is what it is, or it's like, oh no, this is a problem. And if you think about it that way, when you go sit and meditate, typically what's the first thing that happens? For me, all the good thoughts go away and you're just left with the bad.
Yeah.
And so then when you're just
Stress.
left with the bad, you can't actually clear your mind. But if you look at everything in an optimistic light, then when you go clear your mind and all those good thoughts go away and you don't have any bad thoughts, now the mind's clear.
Yeah. Another really good way to build onto that and to think about negative thoughts and issues that are in your business is Elon Musk says his job every day is to find the biggest constraint, friction point, and issue in his business and eliminate it.
Yeah.
And most people will, the thought, the issue, the text, the email, the complaint from a client will come in and stress them out. For me, I'm just like, thank you. Now I know what I need to go focus on for the next hour. So if you look at it from a gratitude standpoint of every time I have an issue and I'm clear about that issue, even if it makes me like stress out and gets my blood boiling, the result of that is I now know where to put my energy. That person just gave me the biggest gift they could have given me. And so when you start to take the negativity and you start to look at it as opportunity, that is when nothing will ever like truly rattle you as a leader.
That's solid. I dealt with that a lot because when I had my first company, the landscape company, and we were doing so much and moving so quickly, and we didn't do a good job of setting expectations, and things were just happening. We just got into a tough spot where it felt like every single phone call was a negative call, and it was hard coming into this business. And definitely for Zen, our sales manager, now he's great at it, but before, like, he was kind of worried, like he'd see somebody calling him and be like, oh no, what's wrong?
Yeah.
But now it's, everything can be handled. I don't ever let my guy, if there's ever a dispute ever, it's no texting, no email, we call.
That's smart.
Because everything can be talked through.
Yeah.
And you don't know how somebody else is going to take your words or how they're going to perceive it, right? Or what they may text or email you and how you perceive it, right?
Yeah, it could be completely different than the intent they had to share with you the problem.
I don't know where this one's from, but he says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right.
Henry Ford.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
It's the reality of your life. You create the reality in which you live in. It's another one. It's failure is not the enemy. Failure is the process.
Yeah.
If you're not failing, then you're not trying hard enough. And everyone knows this. This is the quote oldest time, right? But when you look at failure and you accept it as an opportunity, then you can then go and do what you think you can do.
Yeah, it's like when they talk about with the 10,000 hours, you become an expert at something, right? That's actually not the best way to look at it, because 10,000 hours doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
It's 10,000 iterations.
Yeah.
So as long as you learn from those failures and then just continue iterating to get better every single time, that's how we can make a change.
That reminds me of one of our team members who has just created incredible growth. He was at FedEx running like 14 trucks, came in, no landscape experience, so we started him off as an entry-level gardener, basically. And over 8 months, he went from a gardener to an assistant crew leader to a crew leader to now a supervisor overseeing 4 or 5 maintenance routes and 15 people. And the way he went, and he did this in about 9 months, 8-9 months. He did this through constant iterations. trying things every single day and be like, oh, that didn't work. Let me try this. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try that. Okay, that works. Let's keep doing more of that. And he always asked for help from our team. And he was able to move up because he always was changing and reacting and then adapting his approach.
Yeah.
And most people just keep doing the same thing every day because all they're looking forward to is Friday night and Saturday morning and Sunday. And then they start the cycle over again and they live the same 6 months of their life for their whole life.
Over and over, yeah.
And they're frustrated by everybody in their life for not allowing them to succeed.
Have you seen that graph of the emotional cycle of change?
No. Tell
Where
me
it's
about
like it starts, everybody kind of starts at the even keel.
Okay.
Right? And then so when there's any new idea, business opportunity, venture, something you hear about, landscaping company, this, that. I remember when I started the first landscape company, I had hundreds of friends reach out and be like, oh dude, I want to start one too, right? And then it's like the next business and then drop shipping and then this and then that. But everyone starts excited because it's uninformed optimism. You don't have the information.
Yeah.
You don't know all that it's going to take, but you're excited because you heard about it. Bitcoin, oh my gosh, this is exciting, or this, I'm so excited. And then as you start working, you start going down and you kind of start, you drop kind of at the bottom of the curve is informed pessimism.
Yeah.
So now you have the information and you're like, oh, this is actually way harder than I thought. So you're a little pessimistic about it. But then if you can continue pushing, so that's where most people stop.
Right.
Uninformed optimism, they're excited, then they actually think, they learn that it's actually harder than they thought. They're informed pessimism, so then they just go find the next thing and loop it. Like same 6 months, exactly what you said. But then if you can push through that and get into the informed, now you have the information, optimism, you're excited about it, that's when the true growth is. Because now you know how hard it's going to be, but you're excited about it because you kind of pushed through. You learned about it and got back to the optimism. And that is truly the most important thing I think people can do is just stick with one thing.
Yeah.
And not try to go do 10, 15 different things. That's how I failed. That's how I went to zero. It was because I thought I was focused because I was working all the time, but I was working on 20 different things. You can be successful in one thing or in anything. It just has to put all your eggs into that one thing and really focus on that. Very few people can do Elon Musk style.
No,
you know?
It's very, very rare.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem of why people don't push through that phase when they are informed and are very negative and insecure about the future is they don't have a strong enough vision or a strong enough belief in themselves to accomplish what their ultimate vision is.
Yeah.
You have to have an unrealistic belief in your ability to succeed. And when people start telling you, hey, Derek, that's impossible. It's not going to work. You can't do that in this industry. That's when you know you have found a vision worth fighting for. Because if everyone's like, that's a great call, like, good job, go do it, I know you're going to be successful, then the vision you have isn't worth pursuing, in my opinion. But as soon as you start to get hate, negativity, pessimism, and people start telling you what you're trying to do is actually not possible, that's how you know you've picked something that's worth pushing through.
Yeah.
So usually when we start a Bitcoin business or a drop shipping business, why are we starting those businesses? And you get like...
Saw a friend, he did it.
It's easy.
It worked.
It's a hack. It's a shortcut, right? And so that's why when you start to get hard nights and hard days and things start to get negative, you give up because you started this because you thought it was the easiest route. And I think when we look at our life, the determination of success will be based on how hard of a vision and a mission and a goal you go after. The easier the goal, the less fulfillment and success you'll have. The harder the goal, no matter if you get it or not, it's like, how close can we get? How close can we get to that impossible goal that everyone's telling me is impossible? Which, when I rolled this out, this whole $100,000 minimum wage in the landscape industry in K&D, I've had so many people tell me, you're not going to be able to do it. Like, it's impossible, you know? You'd have to pay your people $50 an hour. And then there's people that are competing with me charging their customer less than 50 an hour.
Yeah.
So like, it's impossible. Like, well, just watch.
We'll see. Right? Okay, well, here's my last one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
got one more. He says, when you feel overwhelmed and busy, remember that you are not powerless. When your mind rests, the world also rests. Yeah.
I think that's a good one to end it on.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for your time.
Appreciate you, Val. You're the man.
This
Thank
has
you
been
for coming
epic.
here. Thanks for just everything that you do, for believing in me and believing in our company and everything you do for everybody. Bro. It's a powerful thing. Like we were just talking about, I think that's all people need is a little self-esteem.
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for my mom being, it's kind of a little like cringy, honestly, to say, but I'm so blessed for it and I'll always share it. She would always tell me, I'm the exception to the rule. I'm this, I'm that. You can be whatever you want. And I'm forever grateful for that because it's the only reason why I'm here. And so for you doing that for other people in your company and just your friends, like it's a powerful thing.
I appreciate that,
So
man.
we're grateful for you.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you. I mean, the environment, the community that you're curating right now, it already is changing a lot of lives, and it's going to continue.
Let's go.
Like it's just the fucking beginning.
Let's keep going, man. That's
Let's
it.
do it.
Just got to keep hammering.
Let's do it.
All right, brother.